Okay, folks, I guess we are live. At least I think we're live. The Okay, folks, I guess we are live. Yeah, my phone says we're live. So, welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. We do this once a week, going over some tech stories from last Friday to this Friday. If there's a big story or big presentation during the week, I'll usually have an article about that. But other than that, I just pick out some articles that I think might be interesting to you guys who I think are like me or tech heads. I try to find articles that you don't see everywhere else and that I just think are interesting. So if you're new here, please type something in the chat and say hello. Let us know where you're from. And Brian was the first one, and he was in more than a half an hour ago. So glad to have you here as always, Brian. And haven't seen anybody else as yet, but of course, we're just getting started. And if you're new here, every week I put the show notes on my web page. So let me show you that. Share screen here. So if you go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, if you click on today's date, you'll get just the show notes for tonight's stream. And as I am wont to do, I'll give you a little preview while we're here. And no big events that I know about this week, unless you guys tell me otherwise. So I've just picked some articles that I thought were interesting. Probably most of you know I got the Pixel Watch 3 last week. I don't have it on today. Today I've got on my Apple Watch, which I also got last week. But the Apple Watch has a nice woven band. Hope you can see that. And the Pixel Watch up to now has not had that. So I found a story that say maybe they'll be getting loop bands. So we'll see. So I just said loop bands coming to Pixel Watch 3, and I found that story on Android Central. So we'll take a look at that. And then, to me, this was kind of the more interesting story of the week. You know, anything with OpenAI and ChatGPT is kind of a big deal. So I said, as OpenAI becomes for profit, remember, they were a not for profit and they started going towards profit. Well, now they're totally trying to go as a totally for profit company, meaning that the board of directors will not be the not-for-profit board of directors they had before. So, but I said, as OpenAI becomes for-profit, the CTO decides to leave. What's up with that? So I found that story on Gizmodo. And there were a bunch of stories about that because Sam Altman might pocket a whole bunch of money if this goes through, and he's already denying that. So we'll see. And here's Elna. Hey, Elna, glad to have you here. So Elna and Brian are the first two, and they're usually the first two, so that makes perfect sense. Okay, then just yesterday, Samsung announced its Galaxy S24 FE. That's the lower priced, a little lower featured budget version of the Galaxy phone. So the Galaxy S24 FE is up for pre-order, and I just said lesser specs, lesser price. I got it on Digital Transmit. Of course, you'll find that story everywhere, but they just put it up for pre-order yesterday. And then also yesterday, Meta's very affordable Quest 3S VR headset is better than expected. And of course, Meta's big VR headset has been the $500 one, but this one is much more affordable, and people are surprised. And Will's here. Well, it'd be nice if you popped in. I know you're working yourself to death, but you know we could always use you. So anyway, glad to have you here, Will. And then, pardon me, I just found this story yesterday, and I was kind of surprised. I didn't know. YouTube gives ads when you pause a video. So I gather people are saying when you pause a video, automatically ads are popping up on YouTube. So I just thought that was an interesting story. Brian saying, "What up?" And then you guys have probably never heard of this company, neither have I. Super Micro. I said they're an AI server supplier. They make laptops, but they sell them mostly to people who are using them for service for AI. So that's the big deal, and that's why it's a very short story, though. So, but they are under Department of Justice investigation, and that's just getting started. So I found that on CNBC, and I figured since they're a big computer of AI servers, we probably should at least make ourselves aware of the company. And finally, it seems like Wear OS 5 is causing issues for the Pixel Watch and the Pixel Watch 2. Now, the Pixel Watch 3 came out with Watch OS 5, Wear OS 5, so that's not a problem for that. But it seems like they're trying to update the other two older ones, and they're having some issues, which I gather they can fix with software. So those are the stories we'll go over tonight. If Will by some miracle does pop in, I'll certainly let you guys know. Haven't heard anything from Ted or Mike, but you never know. We might get lucky. So let me stop screen just for a minute. Oh, and sometimes I forget to show you which phones I used at work today, but today I have the Pixel 9 Pro and also the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So those are my two phones that I carried with me today. And as I said, I have my Apple Watch 10s, my Apple Watch 10 on today. And I'm really, really enjoying the Apple Watch. And I'm going to have to do a couple of short videos giving you a quick update on the Apple Watch 10 and on the Pixel Watch 3, which I'll try to get done over the weekend. Okay, so I guess we might as well just start with the first story. And, you know, as usual, if it's just me, it's probably going to be a quicker than longer night, you know, a quicker night. So, loop bands coming to Pixel Watch 3, question mark. So I found this on Android Central, so let's take a look. The Pixel Watch's upcoming performance loop band, that's what they're calling it, the performance loop band, could be exactly what it needs. And it was written by Brady Snyder 4 days ago. Pixel Watch fans are craving for the unreleased version of an Apple Watch band that's been out for years. And we're talking about this one. Let me stop screen just for a sec. So we're talking about this watch band. I really like this one. I like my loop bands, but I like the color that I picked for this one too. So anyway, that's what the Pixel Watch seems to be missing, that kind of band. So back to sharing screen. Screen. What did I say? Screen? Okay. So let's drop this into reader view and we'll go over it real quick. Google recently launched the Pixel Watch 3, and as you guys know, I got mine last week, and I'm loving that also. But there's still one more thing wearable fans have been waiting for. Shortly after the Pixel Watch 3 was officially announced, an Amazon listing appeared for a performance loop band, which was seemingly posted in error. It was pulled, and Google never officially acknowledged the existence of the performance loop band. However, as spotted by Droid Life, the band recently appeared in another pair of retail listings before being quickly removed. So people are showing them, I guess, supposedly by mistake, and then they're pulling them. I tried finding it yesterday on Amazon and Best Buy in America, but that didn't say it's America. But I did not find them there. So the listings were posted to Best Buy Canada and Amazon Canada on September 19th and were fairly detailed. There are band options on at least 4 colors called Dark, Light, Mojito, and Cosmic. The first 2 are basic black and white colorways, but the latter are bright green, that would be the Mojito, and pink, and that would be the Cosmic. Here's how Best Buy describes the performance loop in the most recent listing. This is via Droid Life. Functionality and style comes with the Google Watch 3 41 millimeter, and I have the 45, so I haven't seen anything about that. I did see some stuff on Amazon that might be close to this for the 41, but not for the 45. So functionality and style comes with the Google Pixel Watch 3 Performance Loop Band. Your new Run Buddy, it's a weird phrase, is micro adjustable for the perfect fit, featuring the right amount of stretch during workouts. It's made with comfortable recycled fabric, just like this one is doing. That's one thing I like about the Loop Ins. It's very, very comfortable. I also had one for the Apple Watch that I traded in. Although this description only notes that the performance loop is for the Pixel Watch 3 41 millimeter, and like I said, I saw some out there on Amazon, but only for 41, not for 45. That's just because there are separate listings for sizes and colors. A few product pages appeared for the 45 millimeter Pixel Watch 3. I didn't see them, signaling that this fresh strap will support the entire Pixel Watch family. I hope so. If it does come out, I'll probably get one. It is marketed as a fitness-first smartwatch band with superb breathability and comfort. That's very true. Kind of like the Sport Loop Band that Apple sells for the Apple Watch, and that's what this is. This is a Sport Loop Band. So that's what it may look like, but you see, this just has the regular snapping, but of course this just opens up like this. And that's part of what makes it so comfortable. So similarly to the Sport Loop, the Performance Loop has a fabric material and an elastic strap design using a micro-adjustable Velcro closure mechanism, which is what I have here. However, compared to the woven band, it has thinner and tighter stitching. The entire band uses nylon, recycled polyester, and elastane yarn. All signs are pointed to the performance band costing around $60. I hope not, if not cheaper. Yeah, cheaper would be good. The first Amazon listing priced the strap at $43.04 in US dollars. Okay, that's not $60 at least. While the second set of product pages priced it at $79.99 in Canadian dollars. If the performance loop matches the price conversions of existing Pixel Watch bands between US and Canadian dollars, it would cost $59.99 in US dollars. So we're back to $60. This is all to be confirmed because Google hasn't even officially announced this band yet. So they sound like they're really expecting them to, but like we have no way of knowing whether that's true or not. While we still don't have an official release date, the fact that the performance loop has appeared once again in multiple listings could mean a launch is imminent. So where are all the Pixel Watch bands? A Sport Loop competitor feels long overdue for the Pixel Watch band lineup, I agree, as Google offers a few other competing versions of popular Apple Watch bands. The stretch band, the continuous loop of similar fabric material to the unreleased performance loop, matches up well with Apple's Solo Loop. The active sport band compares to Apple's sport band, and so on. And that's what I have. I have the regular sport band for my Pixel. However, for people who don't find Google's first-party active sport bands or stretch bands comfortable for workouts, something was missing. And my sport band on my Pixel Watch is comfortable. It's very comfortable, but not quite as comfortable as the Loop bands, though. Being that the Pixel Watch product category is only a few generations old, the market for third-party watch band isn't as robust as for, say, Apple or Samsung watches. That makes sense. It doesn't help that the Pixel Watch uses a proprietary band connection system. It's specific to the Pixel Watch family, much like the Apple Watch system. Since the Pixel Watch simply doesn't command the same sales as the Apple Watch, there is less incentive for watch band manufacturers to support the lineup. That makes perfect sense. Apple succeeds in the first and third-party band markets because it moves enough volume to sell an assortment of different SKUs, and Apple Watch owners are willing to pay for great third-party bands. Samsung, on the other hand, avoided the Pixel Watch's current problem by not using a proprietary band connection system at all. That's true. The Galaxy Watch 7, which I also have, uses standard 20mm watch bands just like the previous Galaxy Watch models. That's true. There are pros and cons to going with a proprietary band connection system or choosing to stick with a standard. Historically, the watch lugs of a Galaxy Watch don't look as seamless as the design of a Pixel Watch or a Galaxy Watch. With that being said, Galaxy Watches can tap into a rich market of third-party watch bands, which is a real plus, because they're not proprietary. I've tried a Pixel Watch, and the disappointing band selection was one of the many things that pushed me back to watches from Apple and Samsung. Hopefully, Google can start improving this by making the rumored performance loop available for Pixel Watch owners soon. And this is the standard sport band that comes with it, and that's exactly what mine looks like. The Pixel Watch 3 may not look like much of an upgrade. Oh, I can tell you it really is. I am loving the Watch 3, but it's arguably the best Wear OS smartwatch on the market. So for any of us who are interested, hopefully there'll be a performance loop band out soon, because I really love mine on the Apple Watch. Okay. And Brian, being Brian, faithful as always, thank you so much for, he says, band fun. Yeah, I'll take it. Thanks, Brian. Okay. It would be nice if Will came in here, but he probably just got home from work. He's probably going to sleep, and then he's got to get up tomorrow morning and do 48 straight hours of work on his other job. So at least he popped in and said hello. All right, we'll go to the next story, which to me was kind of the big deal story. As I said, as OpenAI becomes for-profit, the CTO decides to leave. What's up with that? And I found it on Gizmodo, as I said. And when they started, and Elon was with them when they started, I think one of the reasons he broke off was when they started going towards the for-profit. So now he's starting a company to be in competition. Well, he already has started a competition called xAI. So here's on Gizmodo. This came out 2 days ago. OpenAI CTO Mira Murati leaves as company restructures to become for-profit. Murati has been with the AI company for 6 years, and she's the one who replaced Sam Altman for those, 4 days that they threw him out. But supposedly she's still good friends with them. But a lot of their executives have been leaving over the months since then. So let's drop this into reader view. Get rid of some of these ads. OpenAI's Mira Murati is leaving the AI company after 6 years, according to a tweet from the CTO on Wednesday. The news of Murati's departure came shortly before a report by Reuters that OpenAI is being restructured into a for-profit company, now get this, that will give co-founder Sam Altman $150 billion in equity. He's already denying this. I'm already seeing stories where he's denying that that's true. Personally, me, I don't think I trust Sam Altman as far as I could throw me, and I'm 180 pounds. So that's just me, though. It's not clear if Murati's departure has anything to do with the reported restructuring at OpenAI. But she was one of the ones who agreed when they booted him out last November. But then they brought him back, and she wanted him back, and they became friends again. So I don't know. Which will mean the company is no longer controlled by its nonprofit board. So if they're restructuring to for-profit, the nonprofit board won't be in control anymore. The move is still being hashed out with lawyers and shareholders, according to Reuters, but the restructuring is apparently an attempt to make the company more attractive to investors. OpenAI didn't immediately respond to questions emailed Wednesday afternoon. Moradi's announcement of her departure came in a tweet Wednesday afternoon stating that she was making the difficult decision to leave OpenAI after much reflection. Yeah, there's got to be a lot going on back there that we have no idea. That's my guess. I'm stepping away because I want to create the time and space to do my own exploration, Moradi wrote. They spelled her name wrong there. Yeah, they did. For now, my primary focus is doing everything in my power to ensure a smooth transition, maintaining the momentum we've built. Moradi thanked Altman and Greg Brockman in her tweet for their support through the years. Brockman has been on leave from the company since early August. Like I said, executives have been leaving. Is Brockman left? Who knows? There's never an ideal time to step away from a place one cherishes, yet this moment feels right, Moradi wrote. Our recent releases of Speech-to-Speech and OpenAI 01 marked the beginning of a new era in interaction and intelligence. Yeah, 01 was kind of a big deal. Achievements made possible by your ingenuity and craftsmanship. We didn't merely build smarter models, we fundamentally changed how AI systems learn and reason through complex problems. Altman tweeted a reply to Moradi's departing message on Wednesday, which gave no indication that she was leaving on bad terms. It's hard to overstate how much Mira has meant to OpenAI, our mission, and to us all personally, Altman tweeted. I feel tremendous gratitude towards her for what she has helped us build and accomplish, but most of all feel personal gratitude towards her for the support and love during all the hard times. I'm excited for what she'll do next. Moradi's tenure included some controversial moments, like when she was asked by the Wall Street Journal back in March about whether OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, uses YouTube for training data for the company's AI video generator, Sora. Yeah, and they've been sued by people for using data without paying for it. Moradi made an awkward face that became famous as a joke online. And I guess you saw from stories from last week that, week before last, that OpenAI has been making deals to pay people to get their data. So that's good, I guess. Moradi briefly served as interim CEO for OpenAI during the failed ouster of Altman by the board of directors back in November 2023. I think she was in charge for like 2 days. Then he invited another guy, he was in charge, and then 2 days later, Altman was back. Altman, who found powerful allies at Microsoft and in the halls of Congress, was reinstated, but it's still not entirely clear what caused the board of directors to originally push him out. Right, they never told us, but she was one of the ones who was on the side of pushing him out initially. I will forever be grateful for the opportunity to build and work alongside this remarkable team. Together, we've pushed the boundaries of scientific understanding in our quest to improve human well-being, Moradi wrote in her departing tweet. While I may no longer be in the trenches with you, I will still be rooting for you all, Moradi continued, with deep gratitude for the friendships forged, the triumphs achieved, and most importantly, the challenges overcome together. So like I say, I think there's probably a whole lot going on behind closed doors that we'll never know anything about, just like we never learned why they pushed him out in the first place and then brought him right back. But I got to believe there's stuff going on there, and there's a reason why executives keep leaving. So I just thought that was a pretty interesting story, and kind of these days, anything to do with OpenAI is going to end up being a big deal story. So nothing else new in the comments. So we'll go on. As I said, just yesterday, Samsung announced pre-orders for the Galaxy S24 FE. So I said the Galaxy S24 FE is up for pre-order. Lesser specs, lesser price. I found this one on Digital Trends. So Samsung just announced the Galaxy S24 FE, and it's a weird one. That's by Joe Marion. I told you Joe has been writing these kind of models since he was in high school, and he's very, very good. So that's from Samsung's page itself. This has already been a tremendously busy. Oh, wait a minute! I forgot to drop into a reader view so we can get rid of some of these ads. Okay, this has already been a tremendously busy year for Samsung, but the company isn't done quite yet. Today, Samsung announced its newest smartphone, the Galaxy S24 FE. Yeah, it was actually yesterday. Like previous FE versions of its phones, the Galaxy S24 FE is essentially a version of the Galaxy S24 Plus with lesser specs at a lower price. But is it any good? Looking at the spec sheet, it's interesting. Like the S24 Plus, the S24 FE has a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display. You also get 120 hertz refresh rate, though the resolution is scaled back to 2340 by 1080. That's full HD, instead of the 3120 by 1440, which is quad HD panel on the S24 Plus. It should still be a quality panel, though just a bit softer than that of its more expensive sibling. And that's the whole point of an FD, of a fan edition, to make it a little cheaper. You take some of this, knock back some of the specs. Around the back, the Galaxy S24 FE has a triple camera array consisting of a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and an 8-megapixel telephoto camera with 3 times optical zoom. For selfies, there's a 10-megapixel front-facing camera. The primary and ultra-wide cameras are the same ones found on the S24 Plus, though the telephoto and selfie cameras are slightly downgraded. So, like I said, for the less money, you're getting a little less specs. Things change more significantly when you look under the hood. Instead of the excellent, this is a big difference. Instead of the excellent Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip that powers Samsung's other S24 smartphones, the Galaxy S24 FE has Samsung's own Exynos 2400E chipset, and a lot of people don't like the Exynos chips. This is essentially a less powerful version of the Exynos 2400 using the Galaxy S24 and Galaxy S24 Plus smartphones sold outside of the US. Yeah, the ones sold in Europe, they all get the Exynos chips. Performance should still be good, though a full-fledged flagship chip, this is not, because this is a cheaper chip. Similar downgrades exist for RAM and storage. The Galaxy S24 FE offers 8 gigabytes of RAM with a choice between 128 gigabyte and 256 gigabytes of storage. By comparison, the S24 Plus has 12 gigabytes of RAM with 256 gigabytes or 512 gigabytes of storage. Rounding out the spec sheet is a 4700 milliamp battery with 25-watt charging. Another step down from the 49 milliamp battery and 45-watt charging on the S24 Plus. Of course, those numerous spec downgrades also mean a lower price. Where the Galaxy S24 Plus starts at $1,000, the S24 FE starts at just $650. That's a $50 price increase compared to the Galaxy S23 FE from last year, but it's notably cheaper than the S24 Plus. But now we're going to get into more of these details. Or is it? Right now, the Galaxy S24 Plus is available for just $800 on Samsung's website. If you choose the 256 version of the S24 FE, which you probably should, that raises the price to $710. Now you're getting close to the regular Plus. At that point, spending just another $90 will get you a higher resolution display, nicer cameras, a faster chip, more RAM, a larger battery, and considerably faster charging. In that context, the Galaxy S24 FE becomes a much trickier sell. Yeah, and now we're going to compare it to other phones in that price range. There's also the argument that Samsung will inevitably run similar sales promotions for the Galaxy S24 FE, and when that happens, it'll be a lot more appealing. So yeah, my guess is just wait a little while. You're going to see it show up cheaper. But if you're buying the phone at full retail price, it's worth looking around to see what else is out there. Not only is a discounted Galaxy S24 Plus a tempting offer, but so are phones like the OnePlus 12R, which a lot of people love. I have the regular OnePlus 12, that's the cheaper one, and the Google Pixel 8a, which I also have, which is a terrific phone also. So, but I think between the S24 FE and the Pixel 8a, I would probably pick the Pixel 8a, but I haven't had the S24 FE. Nobody has as yet. The Galaxy S24 FE is available for pre-order starting today. This was yesterday. It's available in graphite, gray, blue, and mint. So I thought some people, might want to pick that up. So I thought I should let you guys know that it's available on Samsung's US website right now. And nothing else new in the comments. Let me get a little swig from my green tea. And we will continue on. Like I said, it's probably going to be a quick night. Again, also from yesterday, I believe, Meta's very affordable Quest 3S VR headset is better than expected. And I found the story on The Verge. And I had seen rumors last week that they thought the Quest 3S might be a great deal, and it seemed like it really is. So Meta's cheaper Quest 3S might just be an upgrade. Meta is bringing a lot of what you can get on the Quest 3. Remember, I told you that's like $500 to a much more affordable VR headset. And that's by Jay Peters, who writes a bunch of the articles for The Verge. And that was from 2 days ago. So let's drop into Readerview and check this out. So anybody who's been really looking to get into a good VR headset, and I gather the regular Meta Quest 3 is a good VR headset just for that kind of money. For, was it $500? I think it is. Okay, Meta, Readerview. Meta finally announced the very, very heavily leaked, yes, it was heavily leaked, Quest 3S VR headset, and the leaks were right. It's a $299.99, in other words, $300 headset that looks like a mix of the Quest 2 and Quest 3. And for that price, it sounds like it's a pretty good deal. But now that the specs are official, I can tell you that it's a lot closer to the Quest 3 than expected for a refresh that's almost half the price. If you don't have a Quest headset already, the 3S is potentially a very compelling purchase. The Quest 3S offers the same mixed reality features and performance as the Quest 3. That's good. It even has the same Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chip. That's very good, meaning you can play all of the same games and experiences on either device. The Quest 3S uses the same Touch Plus controllers as the Quest 3. That's very, very good. And the Quest 3S is actually rated for a higher battery life, really, than the Quest 3. Meta says the 3S gets 2.5 hours of average use versus 2.2 for the Quest 3. That's surprising. He says he likes the triple sensor layouts on the Quest 3S, which is right here, more than the Quest 3's 3 pills. There are a few differences. The Quest 3S is slightly larger than the Quest 3. It has its front sensors arranged in 2 triangular formations, right here, versus the Quest 3's pill-shaped cutouts. It lacks the Quest 3's depth sensor, And perhaps most notably, the 3S uses lower resolution displays than the Quest 3, which makes sense for half the price. The same 1832 times 1920 per eye resolution as the older Quest 2. So like he said in the beginning, it's kind of in between the two, the Quest 3 and Quest 2. And the Quest 3S has a narrower field of view too. But in the demo of the Quest 3S yesterday, as I lurked through dank sewers in Batman Arkham Shadow and struggled through some bad games in Horizon Worlds, a replica of The Office from The Office, I didn't find myself missing the Quest 3's upgrades. That's good. And the headset felt fine on my head during my half-hour demo, thanks in large part to its Y-shaped split strap. I would have happily worn the headset for a lot longer if Meta had level. That's good to know. It's bigger than the regular one, but obviously it's comfortable enough to wear. The 3S also has an action button. Everybody's coming up with an action button for switching between pass-through and immersive modes that I didn't get to test. You can already switch between immersive and pass-through on a Quest 3 and Quest Pro by turning on a double tap feature. But having a dedicated button might mean you'll switch back and forth more regularly to get a view of the real world around you. Quest 3S pre-orders open today, and I gather this was yesterday, 2 days ago. Okay. Pre-orders open today ahead of the headset's release on October 15th. Meta is also bundling Batman Arkham Shadow, which comes out on October 22nd if you buy either the Quest 3 or the Quest 3S. That's good. With the Quest 3S, Meta's VR headset lineup is pretty clear. There's the 128 gigabyte Quest 3S for $300, the 256 gigabyte Quest 3S for $400, and the 512 Quest 3 for $500. The 512 gigabyte Quest 3 originally cost $649.99 when it launched last year, and now Meta is planning to sell its leftover 128 gigabyte Quest 3 headsets, which started at $500, but now they've come down to $429.99. So that's somewhat, $70 off, I guess. Now that the Quest 3S is part of the lineup, Meta also plans to end sales of the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. We'll be selling our remaining headsets through the end of the year or until they're gone, whichever comes first, the company said in a blog post. With the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S, Meta has a strong lineup. Even though VR headsets remain relatively niche, yes, they do. I'm not getting one anytime soon, but I figured people would want to at least know about this, especially this cheaper version that's supposed to be good. And the company's metaverse ambitions haven't even come close to fruition. If you're new to VR, Meta offers great hardware and a ton of VR experiences to get lost in. And perhaps best of all, you won't have to pay $3,499. That's what the Pro costs to get started. Oh, no, that's Apple's, sorry, to get started. So I just thought at that price, at $300, people might want to know about it, and I thought I should include it in tonight's stuff, but it just came out 2 days ago. So, and even though I'm not getting one, just about every review or every article I've seen about both the Quest and even the Quest Pro people have been having positive reactions to both. So I should let you know that people are saying nice things about using it. So, but this better price, maybe they're going to do a lot better as far as sales. Okay, on to the next story. And this one surprised me. YouTube gives ads when you pause a video. Now, I did try to go in and pause one myself last night. And when I pause it, I could see one video on the right, but not the way this describes it. So let's go through it. This was on Android Central. And this is from a week ago, actually, by Nicholas Diaz. YouTube now uses your pause videos as a new spot for ads. The company confirmed the changes here, and it'll likely stay. Yeah, because you see, they're making money off this one. So, in review, YouTube's pause button is now a portal to ads. In a statement to The Verge, YouTube confirmed that ads for pause videos are a new reality for viewers. The platform's communications manager, Ulawa Falodin, stated, as we've seen, well, get this, both strong advertiser and strong viewer response, and the key is strong advertiser response, we've since widely rolled out pause ads to all advertisers. So my guess is we're all going to be seeing this on YouTube. And I spend most of my time on YouTube. I rarely watch TV unless I'm watching sports. I shouldn't say really. I never watch TV unless I'm watching sports. Users noticed these new ads on the pause screen last week, as a report by Tech Issues Today noted via 9to5 Google. Several threads appeared on YouTube subreddit with users showcasing ads after they paused their videos. Now get this, the ad appeared on the right half of their display and seemingly shrunk paused videos to the left. And I tried that yesterday, and I did not get a shrunk video on the left, and I only saw one ad, and I'm thinking that was probably there all along. So I guess it hasn't rolled out everywhere yet. The issue even appeared on a mobile device as the advertisement rose from the bottom of their display, and I haven't tried it on my phones yet. The publication adds that this was a long time coming, as YouTube kicked off a limited test of this new ad variant last year. During Alphabet's Q1 2024 earnings call, Google's Philip Schindler told The Verge advertisers unsurprisingly loved them. That's how you know they're going to stay around. Moreover, the idea of ads on pause videos is commanding premium pricing from advertisers, so they expect to make big money from this, obviously. Regarding the current situation, YouTube says ads for pause videos were designed to be less disruptive. It sure doesn't sound like they're less disruptive. We've heard the idea of less disruptive ads on YouTube before, but that involved mid-roll ads, not adding ones when paused. In August, the platform was spotted experimenting with picture-in-picture mid-roll ads. The test explained that the ads would shrink a viewer's video to advertise it. Users wouldn't miss out on their viewing experience, and YouTube would still get the point across. So I guess that's probably true with this pausing too. It's similar to a football broadcast not taking you away from the game during a 30-second timeout. Yeah, that makes sense. However, what we're seeing now, at least for smart TVs, are the echoes of that PIP experiment from August. Let's not forget YouTube's current war against ad blockers, which that's been going on a long time, which might force us to introduce server-side ads into videos. So just get ready for more ads in YouTube, folks. Just thought that was kind of important to let you guys know about it, because you're not going to see that story everywhere. Okay. All right. On to Supermicro. Supermicro, I called it an AI service supplier under Department of Justice investigation. This was on CNBC. And this was from yesterday. Supermicro shares tumbled 12% after Department of Justice reportedly opens probe into company. I said yesterday, and this is by Ashley Kaput. So let's drop into review. Supermicro computer shares closed down 12% on Thursday after the Justice Department reportedly opened a probe into the company, which had been a major beneficiary of the artificial intelligence boom. That's why I picked this. The probe is in its early days, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal, and it comes after Hindenburg Research, who I had never heard of, disclosed a short position, in other words, a short stock position, in the company in late August. Hindenburg said it identified fresh evidence of accounting manipulation. So they must have reported that to the government right away. According to its report, CNBC could not independently verify Hindenburg's claim. So nobody knows how Hindenburg spotted this evidence of accounting manipulation, but obviously it was enough to get the DOJ involved. Supermicro makes computers that company use as servers. So they make computers, but they use them as servers. And if you've seen server rooms, it's just rows and rows and rows of computers on racks. That's what servers are. User servers for websites, data storage, and other applications, including AI algorithms, which of course is the big deal now. The company's customers include major players in AI such as NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. So you got the heavy hitters in here. And that's another reason I picked this story. A prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office in San Francisco has asked for information about a former employee who has previously accused Supermicro of accounting violations, according to the Journal. So that might have been where the Justice Department first wanted to get involved. Following Hindenburg's report in August, Supermicro said it would not file its annual report for the fiscal year with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on time, sending shares tumbling nearly 20%. So back then, it went down 20%. Yesterday, they went down another 12% on the DOJ investigation. It is not clear if the delay was related to the firm's report. Supermicro and the Department of Justice declined to comment. Hindenburg did not immediately respond to CNBC's request, so nobody would respond with a comment. But since they're dealing with some of the AI heavy hitter companies, I thought the fact that the DOJ is investigating, it may turn into an important story. Who knows? Okay, and I think I just have one more. Yep, just one more. So I said it was going to be a quick night. And I traded in my original Pixel watch for my Pixel 3, and I'm glad I don't have it anymore, considering what's going on. Wear OS 5 causing issues for Pixel Watch and Pixel Watch 2. This was on Digital Trends. This came out yesterday. Google's latest Pixel Watch update is kind of a mess, by Brian M. Wolf. So let's put it into review. This will be our last story for the night. And there's Joe Maring, the guy who wrote the other story for Digital Trends. He's wearing the watch. So I don't know if this is either the 2 or the 1, but they're both kind of the same size. Hard to tell a difference. Google has released the Wear OS 5 update for the Pixel Watch and the Pixel Watch 2. However, some users have experienced issues with the update. Luckily, there could be an easy fix. That's good. According to Reddit and Google's support forums, the issue arises right after Wear OS 5 is installed on the watch. From there, some users see a blank display with a Bluetooth disconnected icon on the bottom. To resolve the issue, Android Police and The Verge recommend that users perform a fast boot reset. According to Google, you hold down the crown on your watch 3 seconds, then scroll down and tap restart. If the previous solution doesn't fix the issue with the watch, you can attempt a hard reset. To do this, press and hold the watch crown and the side button simultaneously for about 20 seconds, or much longer than these 3 seconds. After doing this, you should see the Google logo appear on the screen, so it'll reboot itself. Are you still having problems? TechRadar recommends performing a reset from Fast Boot, which is somewhat complicated. If you haven't upgraded your Pixel Watch or Pixel Watch 2 to the Wear OS 5 update, waiting until Google pushes out a fix might be wise. Yeah, I'd say so. Assuming this is a significant issue affecting many Pixel users, we can expect a fix to arrive sooner rather than later. Wear OS 5, which comes pre-installed on the recently released Pixel Watch 3, and as I said, I'm loving mine, includes several feature updates and fixes. And one reason I'm loving mine is because the size is so much bigger than the previous. As we previously noted, one of the most significant changes is the grid-based app launcher, which visually resembles launchers from other Wear OS manufacturers. You can choose between this grid-based launcher or the list-based app launcher available on previous Wear OS versions. The Wear OS update includes watch face enhancements, including flavors, gold progress, and complication types. Weather conditions and a heart rate system data source have also been added. Finally, Wear OS 5 offers more detailed running metrics. I haven't had time to get into a lot of the stuff in OS 5 on my Watch 3 yet. This includes ground contact time, that's interesting, stride length, vertical oscillation, and vertical ratio metrics. Overall, Wear OS 5 is a solid update, though it'll be much better once the bugs are ironed out. Here's hoping that happens soon. So anybody that has the original Pixel Watch or the 2, if you didn't update to Wear OS 5 yet, I'd wait. I just thought it's kind of important to let you guys know about that. And we have reached the end of the stories for tonight, folks. Let me stop screen. So, hope you found these stories interesting. As I said, I'm going to try to give you guys some kind of quick update on both the Pixel Watch 3 and the Apple Watch 10 sometime over the weekend. It'll just be, the Pixel Watch 3 after such and such days, or the Apple Watch 10 after such and such days. But I will try to get to that. So, as always, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We had most of the rain from Hurricane Helene already past us today. I mean, this morning we got soaked. It worked. But this afternoon it got a lot better. But I think we're still going to have rain hanging around for the weekend. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, a very blessed weekend. And let's always remember, we all do better when we love each other. So see you next week, folks. Thanks for sticking around.